Welcome to Antiques Ghost Show. This superb 19th century mansion behind me is about to witness a paranormal investigation as we try and unite today's daring volunteers with their distant ancestors. Our job is to take their treasured family heirlooms and make them talk. Our resident psychic and medium, Acorah, believes he can take any object and tap into layers of information embedded within it through time. By unpeeling these layers, he'll attempt to unveil the original owners of the heirlooms we place before him. It's a psychic experiment, so he gets no sneak previews, and to test his findings, we've lined up two independent experts who'll pursue their own leads. Anthony Adolph is a family historian who'll hunt through the archives in search of hard facts. And Chris Gower is an antiques specialist, on hand to put each heirloom under the microscope. Our team of experts have been denied all access to the heirlooms and indeed the people that own them. In just a few minutes, Derek will begin his psychic reading. So, let's get a sneak preview of what's in store. Engaged couple Claudia and Andy have arrived with two family heirlooms passed down through Claudia's family. If our team can solve the mystery that surrounds their original owners, it could hold great significance for their wedding day. Hello Claudia, hello Andy, welcome to Antiques Ghost Show. Now you've brought with you two things today. Most people bring one, but no, you've brought two. Tell me a bit about them.
We have a memorial ring to one of my ancestors. These were made after people died, and it's got a bit of her hair in it, a lock of her hair, so it could be interesting.
And what about the plate?
Well, that seems to have been connected with the other item. They've gone through the generations of the family, so we're here today really to find out if we can get a link with the story, which is rather a romantic link as well.
Okay, well, you're teasing me unbelievably. I can't wait to hear what's going to be said. Now, have you ever done anything like this before?
No,
Never,
really.
never.
No.
So it's just going to be as exciting for us as it, hopefully, with your experts.
It's an adventure.
Is it?
Yes, definitely.
Is there some trepidation?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
To take us back in time.
Andy, Claudia, very pleased to meet you.
Hi.
Claudia,
Hello.
good to meet you. Okay. Now, with your kind permission, can I approach your family heirlooms, please?
Please do.
Thank you. And can I touch?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Now, as I start off and to accept the residual energy from this particular beautiful piece here, may I say to you, Claudia,
Hi.
I want to go with this to you, you see. Were people shocked when it went bang? Who broke it?
Don't know.
The breakage. Oh, wow, okay. Can I say to you, please, 1, 2, 3, in 3 pieces. May I touch it again?
Yeah.
The 3. There's the breakages. You can't see it this side, can you? Bless. When you link and look to this ring, your heart, I feel, goes out. Goes out and goes out and goes out. And you think very clearly about an individual person in the world of spirit, separate from these links, do you not?
We're not
Okay.
sure.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
Not sure.
Okay. Maybe I'm guessing the links over here. I hope you don't mind me saying this, Andy, but they're coming from you, okay? I want to go to an island. I feel that I've got someone here, please, in the energy that's separate, that takes me to an island. I'm seeing these properties, and they all seem to be grouped together, and homes and what have you, and the creamy white and whatever. The sun is blistering down on me, and I feel, please, this person, please, is a male from the conditions around me, and I'm also in the atmosphere getting music. To me, it's like the sounds of, I don't know, I'm not saying it is Turkish, but it's like Turks. And he's here, your ancestor. Also, may I say to you, please, about these vibrations are coming through, the mixture, about a younger person. I'm not talking about a child now, I'm talking about a person, please, that would have been quite young in age, having to leave the physical, having to pass over in your family link line.
What sort of age do you have?
I feel, to me, this is young, didn't reach, say, 55.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
And an attachment in some manner,
Yes.
this lovely ring.
Yeah.
And I feel over that side of life, to be having deep conversations about you coming here today with Andy, okay? Absolutely, all grouped
Sure they
together.
will.
Pardon?
I'm sure they will.
Oh, they are. I can virtually, spiritually assure you, okay? Oh, she's gonna laugh at this, okay? And isn't there a man, please, now situated in the family that loves and adores cars? Flash cars. Flashy cars.
I have to think about that one.
And I, with respect, I can't back off on this. Now, if it is not physical, it means to me that there was a person had a love for flash cars.
Yeah, there is. I know.
Sorry for being so obstinate. It's just when the energy comes, I've got it.
He's passed on.
He's
now,
passed
so,
over, yeah. Well, his energy's
I know.
in here, okay?
Yeah.
And he did love flash
Yeah.
cars, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, your Jaguars.
Yeah.
That was his love. Anything that had every type of Jaguar he would have had, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He comes through and wants to be remembered in his own way. Do you understand me? Yes, thank you. I'm going to have to stop there because that's what the residual is giving me. I hope it's been of help to you, okay?
Thank you so much. Thank
Very
you.
enlightening.
It's a real pleasure, okay?
Thanks.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
So Derek correctly sensed that the plate had been broken into 3 pieces. But has he got anywhere with Claudia and Andy's romantic story? How could those white sun-drenched houses fit in? And what about his dance to a bit of Turkish music? He did pick up someone connected to the ring who passed over young, around the age of 55, and a man who loved flash cars. In the debriefing room, we're hoping Claudia and Andy can enlighten us. Lots of information there, but what I'm dying to know is, what do you actually know about the plate and the ring?
We were told that we were directly descended from Lord Byron's gondolier, who's an Italian called Tita Falscieri, and that the plate came from the house of Benjamin Disraeli, for whom he later worked.
So how do you think the plate got into Tita's hands?
We can only imagine that it either accidentally got boxed up when they were moving house or that they nicked it as a souvenir, something like that. I really don't know.
And what about the ring?
The ring was his wife's memorial ring, so that has a direct connection back to Tita's wife, who died in 1877.
So how do you think you relate to Tita?
Well, on paper, we are related by marriage, but we believe that he had an illegitimate child with another lady he was working with at the Disraeli house, and the child was spirited away and brought up by her relations as their own child. But there are hints that perhaps they all knew what the line was, things like his name. It should be interesting to see what comes up.
Okay, so this is something that definitely Anthony can look into for you. Well, let's go back into the reading and see what else he came up with. Now, obviously there was the Turkish dancing. What did that mean, if anything, to either of you?
So it's interesting that Derek picked up on my psychic readings in there, and you say that is shared often between partners. And indeed, we come back to Tita, and there's a very famous picture of Tita wearing a Turkish fez, as a full portrait of him. So that for me, again, being brought into this, it made it for me. Tita, Turkish dancing.
So there could have definitely been that energy coming through.
Certainly.
Absolutely. And again, he mentioned the island and the white buildings and the heat. Well, again, Tita, Venice is an island. We know that Tita was in Malta, an island.
The other thing was the link with a person that didn't reach 55, the link to the ring. Who was that then?
That would have been the illegitimate child, and he died at 46. And I believe that he in some way would have been connected to the making of that ring or the inheritance of that ring.
Okay. And flash cars, I thought that might have been you for a minute. You were talking about...
Sadly not.
Who was the connection with flash cars?
Well, I inherited both these items from my Aunt Jean, and her husband Cyril was a sports car racer, and he owned various sports cars.
Again, another direct link with
Direct,
both.
yeah.
That's where the...
They owned those items for years.
Well, let's pass it over to our experts and see where they'll take it. Chris, let's come to you first.
Well, the other thing that Derek said, of course, was about the plate in particularly. He said that it was broken. Strangely enough, there are the breaks in 3 places. It is a lovely plate. I'm going to find out more about it. Where and when it was made, it should be quite easy to do, and then that should be able to link up with what was said earlier. And now the ring. Well, of course, this was such a Victorian thing to do, to have these memorial rings, and they'd commemorate the life, obviously, of the person, and they were usually worn and commissioned by the widow or widower or son or daughter, usually in gold and jet in there or something black. And obviously all the key dates are there, the name of the person, obviously, but very nice indeed.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll leave you to carry on with that. But Anthony, where will you start?
You've got obviously you've obviously been doing research yourself,
Yes.
from what you've been saying, and you found a possible connection with Byron's servant, which is
Yeah, Tita Falcheri, yes.
Tita Falcheri, which is would be an amazing thing. But are you a bit unsure about this connection? You're talking about illegitimacy, which I know can be an absolute...
we are definitely related to him by marriage.
Right.
Because we know the background of his wife, which is the Harvey side of the family.
Right, okay.
Because she was Sarah Harvey.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about the illegitimate child is there are some interesting telltale signs in the family history which do sort of tell us, but it's not like seeing a certificate that says he is definitely the son of. So it's going to be quite tricky.
You've certainly got a family mystery, if you like, here,
Yes.
and I think it's going to be absolutely fascinating for me to be able to look into this and hopefully find something for you.
So, you guys have another reason for being particularly into the whole almost romance behind the story, don't you?
We've been really captured by this. We actually live not far from the house where Tita and Sarah met when they were in service before they married, and we're getting married in August, and we're actually getting married in the same house that they met in,
Which is
was
Disraeli's father's house.
Yeah.
So you almost feel that there's an emotional connection as well.
We want this to go full circle, because then that makes us part of the mystery, which we hope will be solved.
Okay, well, lots to look up.
It's certainly fascinating. I was just wondering if maybe if you've got sort of fiery tempered Greek ancestors, maybe that's how the plate got broken.
Yes, there's always that.
I do have a bit of a temper, actually. So.
Okay, well, in that case, guys, do your job properly, and we'll report back. Derek's certainly a hard act to follow, but the next time we see Chris or Anthony, they'll be revealing the results of their investigations, so the pressure is definitely on. We'll all be back after the break to see how they fared.
Tita accompanied Byron's body back to England to be buried in the family vault, which is right below where I'm standing here, in June 1824.
I feel he had a brother, please. A brother?
Yes.
He had the large feet.
Oh, he did.
Thank you. Because my shoe size went, whoa!
Before the break on Antiques Ghost Show, Claudia and Andy brought in 2 family heirlooms, a memorial ring and a finely painted dish, which they believe link them to an Italian valet who worked for a famous poet and a British Prime Minister in the 1800s. Derek's unusual dance in his psychic investigation echoed a painting of this man dressed in full Turkish costume.
It's like text.
Over to our independent experts, and Anthony set out to investigate Claudia's suspicion that an illegitimate birth was covered up in the official records. If true, she would be related to the Italian by blood, not just by marriage. Meanwhile, Chris's mission was to explore a family legend that the dish came originally from the house of Benjamin Disraeli, the Prime Minister himself. Claudia, Andy and Derek have now returned to our country house base to hear their findings. Welcome back, Claudia. Welcome back, Andy, to Antiques Ghost Show. And of course, back to our experts who have been very busy looking into all the information that both you gave in your reading and, of course, that you left them with the plate and the ring. So, before we actually watch the film of what they managed to find out, how are you feeling? You nervous?
Very much, yes. This could be make or break.
Yeah. Is this the mystery solved?
Is this the mystery solved? Is Tita a distant relation?
Hopefully we'll find
Have
out.
a look. What do you feel in your bones?
Well, Nina, I sincerely hope so. I feel it in the ether, so hopefully, yes.
Okay. Without further ado, let's take a look. Anthony's first mission was to look into Claudia's theory that her direct ancestor was the illegitimate son of Giovanni Battista Falcieri, not his nephew, as records of the time claim. He began by examining photographs of the man in question, John Baptiste Harvey. He compared his looks first with his official parents, then with the Italian. So will he confirm or dash Claudia's hopes of a direct blood link?
On paper, her ancestor John Baptiste Harvey, who was born in 1847, was the son of Nicholas and Elizabeth Harvey. But in the photos, he doesn't look anything like them. They're as different as chalk and cheese. But his resemblance to Giovanni Battista Falcieri, who was supposedly only his uncle by marriage, is absolutely extraordinary. Well, we know that in the past, illegitimate children were often fostered by close married relatives, and I think that John Baptiste Harvey was one of these. I think he really was the son of Giovanni Battista Falcieri. I think in this context, it becomes very significant that he was called John Baptist, because that, of course, is a direct translation of Giovanni Battista. So overall, I think we've got overwhelming evidence here to show that Claudia really is a direct descendant of Byron's Italian valet.
Records confirm that Giovanni Battista, or Tita for short, did indeed start work as valet to the poet Byron in Italy in 1818, as Claudia suspected. He also accompanied Byron on a lengthy visit to Greece. Could this be the distinctive location Derek saw in his reading?
I'm seeing these properties, and they all seem to be grouped together, and homes and what have you, and the creamy white and whatever. The sun is blistering down on me.
Here they joined the Greek army in a war against the Turks, another possible explanation for Derek's unusual dance.
And I'm also in the atmosphere getting music. It's like text.
But the expedition to Greece was to be the final chapter in Tita's life with Byron. The famous poet caught a fatal chill here and died. His body was sent back to England to be laid to rest in the family tomb in Nottinghamshire.
Tita accompanied Byron's body back to England to be buried in the family vault, which is right below where I'm standing here, in June 1824. Tita would have stood right here, mourning the passing of a man he'd spent a very great deal of time with, and also probably wondering what he was going to do next. It was the end of an era, but it was also the beginning of something else, because this was the start of Tita's new life right here in England.
Tita next pops up in history 8 years later, when he joined the household of Benjamin Disraeli, future Prime Minister. This is where Claudia believes her plate comes from, but can we prove it? Chris has been on the case.
So I've looked into this rather lovely plate here, and it certainly is made in Worcester by the Flight Bar and Bar factory, which dates it to between, judging by its design and pattern and gilding and shape, to between 1830 and 1840. Now, at that period, this sort of china was only made for the upper classes and the upper middle classes, because it is very fine china indeed. And this was the bread and butter dish from a larger tea service. Now, another question that arose was, could this have belonged to the Disraeli family? Certainly it's of a standard, style, quality, etc. So I dug a little deeper and came across some letters written by Benjamin Disraeli after his return from his honeymoon with his wife. And we have in his diary, "We found awaiting us here a magnificent cadeau from Mrs. Meredith in the shape of a déjeuner service of Worcester china, which greatly gratified Mary Ann, his wife." And also, as a footnote to that, it goes on, "The 44-piece breakfast service has been supplied by Flight Bar and Bar of 1 Coventry Street, London. It had a ground of French green with highly finished painting of groups of flowers and gold gadroon edge." Well, lo and behold, here we have the green, the French green here, the gadroons of flowers and the lovely golden edge.
So perhaps Disraeli gave this wedding gift to Tita as a reward for loyal service. He in turn passed it down to the son he could never officially acknowledge as his own. Claudia and Andy's plans to stage their own wedding in the Disraeli home might be particularly welcomed by the Italian we now believe really was her ancestor.
And I feel over that side of life, to be having deep conversations about you coming here today with Andy, okay? Absolutely, all grouped together.
Andy, Claudia, is it beyond reasonable doubt then?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah, very happy with that.
So you're convinced now Tita is a relation,
Totally.
blood rather than just by marriage?
Most definitely.
Now, if we turn to Anthony, as far as you're concerned, you can just see it in the pictures.
Looking at the facial features, looking at the genetics that comes out in the picture and the photograph, I think you've got very, very clear evidence that there was a very close family resemblance and that they were father and son. And that's something which, even if you were using records, you would not necessarily have that as 100% evidence, whereas the pictures, I think, tell us a very clear story. Something to be very proud of.
Thank you.
Now, Chris, I've never heard of Flight Bar and Bar, but they seem quite impressive.
Well, they
You were
are.
impressed.
I was very impressed indeed. I mean, it is so special. I mean, this could not have been made for anybody.
So definitely, the kind of thing that Disraeli or a Prime Minister would have perhaps had on his table, or?
Most definitely, most definitely. It is nicely recorded actually, and there's nice evidence there which I read out, and it's described perfectly.
Amazing. Absolutely fantastic.
And also for us, it goes full circle because we now know we are getting married in the same house that Tita and Sarah met. So history repeats itself.
Yeah. That's a wonderful story, very romantic story. And let me bring Derek in, because as far as, going back to your original reading and the dance and the Turkish element, do you feel that came to you because of the sort of blood link with Claudia?
Absolutely. And often is the way, in my experience, it had to just come flowing out. So that dance and the flow of the music and what have you, yes, we were living it. We were living those energies. It was wonderful to feel.
Well, it just leaves me a bit of time to give you our commemorative Antiques Ghost Show scroll.
Thank you very much.
Which will give you all the info that our researchers and our experts have got together for you.
Thank
we
you.
wish you the best of luck with the wedding.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Send us a piece of cake.
We will.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Derek, Chris and Anthony are preparing themselves for another reading, but it's time for us to meet our next set of volunteers.
Florence and son James have come from Wales with a wooden chest. Will the team uncover its hidden secrets?
Hi Florence. Hello James. Welcome to the Antiques Ghost Show. Now you've brought along with you this amazing looking box casket. Tell me a bit about it.
It belonged to my husband's aunt's fiancé, whose name was Robert Prutton.
It is an absolutely beautiful box. In fact, it's a writing desk, isn't it?
That's right.
Can
yes.
you show me what's inside it?
Certainly. Do you realise there's a secret compartment in this?
Oh, fantastic. I love secret compartments. What's the story?
Well, Mum and Dad were watching the Antiques Roadshow many years ago, And there was a desk on this, very similar, and they found a secret compartment in it. So Dad had a look, and lo and behold, there was one. There we go.
So, unbelievable. Can I have a look?
Certainly.
So what did you find inside, Florence?
Various paperwork, a very interesting.
And when does some of this stuff date back to? Have you got any dates on it?
Yes, we have. It's dated, the document is dated 1871.
My goodness. And it does say Robert Protton on it. Declaration of Intention. Robert Protton. Now that's incredible.
James, it's very lovely to meet you. And Florence, also very lovely to meet you. Okay. Now, with your kind permission, if I may, can I please come close to this container? Because I don't know the true name. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I touch?
Of course.
Thank you. Now, as I link with the energies of this beautiful container, I want to say the energies first are as of a gentleman, please, and as if I just want to sit in the quietude. Oh, yes. I keep on getting figures, 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 figures and figures. Would you understand, Florence, why I get those figures come into my mind?
Yes, yes.
And in those figures, it seems as if I've got this quite a tall gentleman.
We believe so, yes.
Quite a tall gentleman. I'm also getting figures to say these words. Accounts, accounts, accounts. Would you understand why accounts are coming in?
Yes, I think I can place that.
Accounts and scrolls.
I'm not too sure about that.
Okay. There's two James. There's two James. Okay. Forgive me. You're James. I want to say, please, James, 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 James. Forgive that energy, but whoa! Do you understand this? Mm-hmm. Now, please don't be alarmed over this, but I'm also getting a person, please, who, and I suppose you won't mind me saying this, but in the physical would have had quite large feet, large shoe size.
I'm not sure about that.
Can I tell you what I feel here, please?
Yes.
James, that's in the world of spirit, is he grandfatherly figure in some manner, please? Okay. Okay. Now, James' grandfather, I feel he had a brother, please. A brother?
Yes.
He had the large feet.
Oh, he did.
Thank you.
Difficult.
Because my shoe size went, whoa!
You did.
I was in size 12, or the big size 1.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I know now, yes.
Okay. Yes. I'm also getting a comfortable condition of writing, sitting, writing, writing, writing. Container, container, container. 2, 3. Containers inside here.
Yes.
3.
Yes.
Or 4, it's 3. And they're round.
Yes.
I pick up red, 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 red.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
The energy's red. Red. And the colour red. And underneath, this comes out.
Yes.
And up.
Yes.
And out.
Yes.
And I sit.
Yep.
It's like a bureau desk.
Yes.
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 Derek, would you like to open that?
Can I? Can I?
Yes, of course. red.
There's the red.
Yeah.
The 3. Is Evans. Okay. Who's Evans? Or Evan?
Evans.
Evans?
Yes, yes,
Which? There's a link with Evans.
yes.
Charles. Okay. Charles. Charles. Not Charles Evans, but Charles.
There was a Charlotte Evans,
Charlotte Evans.
Charlotte Evans.
Forgive me, I thought it was
but she was
Charles.
called Charlie.
Thank you. Yeah. Sorry. This also, at the end, you make me take a ring off. A ring. Now, I don't know what that's significant for, or what the significance is, but a ring off. Do you understand that?
I've got a ring on.
That belongs?
Yes.
That's it. Draw my attention. And this is, please, I feel a person, please, who has probably the latest, strongest links with this.
Oh, yes.
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 Oh, thank you. And this ring, please, has it got initial on? Yes. Is there 2 initials or just the 1?
3.
Is it? Okay. Because I'm made to wear initial, although I can't see which ring that was. Okay. Well, I feel the lovely soul is so glad that you are wearing his ring, okay? And forgive me, I'm going to have to stop there because, you know, that's what the residual energies actually give me. And
That's it.
okay.
That's lovely. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
That's
I'll
lovely.
place it back, okay?
Thank you.
So Derek correctly named James's grandfather as another James and identified a relative with rather large feet. But who was the Charlie Evans our guests could also verify? Derek then picked up on the initialed ring that James is wearing, but who was its original owner? In the debriefing room, we've got plenty of leads to pursue.
Now, James, what stuck out in that reading for you?
Well, I thought Derek was amazing by saying James, which is my grandfather, James Ivor. And he mentioned a Charlie, or Charles Evans. But, of course, it's Charlotte Evans. That is absolutely amazing to pick these names out.
Who is Charlotte Evans?
Charlotte Evans was James's great-grandmother. She was Charlotte, but she was always known and called Charlie.
So he got that spot on.
Spot on.
We should clarify this. Derek didn't look inside the box before, did he?
Oh, no, there's no way you would have known that anyway.
And he would, I mean, because he picked up a lot of red, didn't he? And of course,
Yes,
the
yes,
writing
yes.
desk
I knew when he said about the red, what he'd got.
You understood that?
Oh, yes, yes, I knew what that
And he
was.
picked up each
The
container,
3.
didn't
Yes,
Well.
the 3, yeah.
All right, so he got that spot on.
Yes.
And he also talked about a ring. He said, you're wearing a ring.
That's right, yes. The ring with the initials on, RLP, which is Robert Llewellyn Prutton, which Derek did mention that the last owner or keeper of the box was the owner of the ring, which he was quite correct.
And again, he had no idea that there was a
None
connection.
whatsoever.
No.
Absolutely
There's no
brilliant.
way you could have known.
So who was Robert Prutton? He's not linked to you by
No,
family?
no. He was looking for lodgings and he lodged with my husband's aunt, and then they fell in love. They were getting married, they were engaged, but unfortunately Robert died before they could.
Inside the writing desk, there's actually a secret compartment, and you found documents inside.
Yes, we did. We found a patent of invention, so we'd like to find out some more on that, whether it was actually registered.
Let's turn to our experts now, because I'm sure they'll have lots of questions for you. Chris, what do you make of this lovely piece of furniture?
I like it very much. I reckon it's about 1860, 1870. But it is, from what I see, in lovely condition. It's got everything that we look for, including the secret compartment. It's the first thing we go for. Where's the secret compartment?
Is that quite common in something like this?
We always want to see it, Nina, but sometimes it's not so. It's not always there. But you see, this is quite a generous size. Most are slightly smaller. And it's interesting that Derek, as you say, saw these 3 compartments here, these 3 lovely original inkwells. And I think that's probably the original red bays. Those slopes were either in tooled leather or bays. And it's an early laptop, basically. He was obviously a traveller, and obviously he travelled with a lot of paperwork. So obviously he was quite industrious with his documents. May I just look at a few of these? I mean, I can't resist old papers like this, perhaps pertaining to the piece, or... no, that's invention. That's my colleague's department.
Oh, yes,
there,
okay,
Anthony.
right,
That's
thank you very much.
something for you.
Anthony,
Well,
where will your search take you?
Well, I've no idea at this stage because we've got this. This is a patent of invention. These are fascinating things, aren't they? Made by Prutton, which is the man who you mentioned. So of course this is relevant. And then also in the reading, Derek was, and I must say my heart was sinking a little at all these Joneses and Evanses because they're not the greatest friends of genealogists. So I'm going to have to see if I can sort that out. But he was he really right in picking up on those 2 surnames in the family?
Well, we are Jones.
Yes.
We're all Joneses.
Yes.
So, you know, it's...
And Evans, is that?
Well, Evans was another grandmother, so she would have come into it quite... yeah.
Not bad at all, is it? Not bad.
No.
So I've got Evans and Jones to look at, and then also the Prutton connection with these fascinating patents here. So yes, a lot to look at, a lot to look into there.
All right, well, we'll leave you guys to carry on with it. Thank you very much. And thank you, and we'll report back in a while.
Right, thank you very much. It's lovely.
We'll give Chris and Anthony a little bit longer to get as much information as they can before knuckling down to that all-important research. Join us after the break when we reveal how they got on.
That's fascinating. So in fact, so there's actually an illustration of what his idea was.
It was a bit of a fairy tale, though we had papers, and then to see that in print, oh gosh.
Before the break on Antiques Ghost Show, mother and son Florence and James brought in a Victorian portable writing desk. It was left to James's great aunt by her fiancé, Robert Prutton, who tragically died before he could marry her. Derek tuned into the fact that James now wears another item left to the family by this man.
It's also the energy make me take a ring off. Do you understand that?
I've got a ring on.
Over to our independent experts, and Chris confirmed that the desk was old enough to have been owned by Robert Prutton's father. His documents were found in a secret compartment, and it was Anthony's task to use these as clues to the man's life and times. Florence, James and Derek have now regrouped to hear the results.
James and Florence, welcome back to the Antiques Ghost Show. Lovely to see you again.
Thank you.
And of course, welcome back to our panel of experts. And Derek, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Nina.
Good,
Yes, fine,
good.
thank you.
Now look, we're about to show you a film of the research that our lovely gentlemen have done for you. How do you feel?
Oh,
Very excited.
Yes. Very.
Let's not wait any longer. Shall we have a look at it?
Indeed.
Anthony's first task was to scour the records in search of the last man to own the desk. So will his findings tie in with James and Florence's family story?
We knew that the writing desk had come into the family from somebody called Robert Prutton, and we've tried to find out about him, and we've discovered his death certificate. Here it is. It shows the death of Robert Llewellyn Prutton taking place in 1949, and the key point is that the informant was none other than James's grandfather, James Jones, of that address.
Could this be why the name James came through so strongly in Derek's psychic investigation?
Forgive me, you're James. I want to say, please, James, 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 James. Forgive that energy, but whoa, do you understand this?
Now, the death certificate is a bit of a sad story, really. It shows that Robert Prutton was a 58-year-old colliery hewer, so he was working down a coal mine, and he died of a catalogue of ailments, all, I'm sure, related to coal mining. A heart attack, emphysema, chronic bronchitis and pneumoconiosis. So obviously he'd been inhaling coal dust and this has finished him off, so it's a very sad thing. Now this death certificate relates to a Robert Prutton who was born in about 1891, and we know that the papers in the writing desk actually belonged to his father, who was an earlier Robert Prutton. So we decided to try to find out a bit about him. Now I've got the earlier Robert Prutton's marriage certificate here, and it shows us he married in 1888, a long way from Wales, in Plumstead in Kent. And it shows us that at that stage Robert Prutton was a mechanic. So next, I'm going to try and find out a bit more about Robert's inventions by looking into the patent.
The next stop on Anthony's trail is the British Library in central London. This is where records of all patent applications are held, and he's hoping to find proof that Robert Prutton Sr. did have an invention registered here, as the slip of paper found in his desk suggested. If it is here, he can also discover the nuts and bolts of the invention itself. On hand to help is patents information expert Steve Van Dulken.
Steve, in Robert Prutton's writing desk was this fascinating document to do with a patent which apparently he was trying to take out for the improvement in telegraphic communication between lightships and the shore. We're really interested in that because it's sort of getting inside someone's mind to sort of see what they are up to. So what more can you tell us about this?
Well, this is the letter from the patent agent to the actual inventors about it.
All right.
What we have here is the actual description how it worked. There's text here explaining how it worked,
Yes.
and drawings as well,
Oh, really?
giving
Yes.
in some detail how the idea worked. And it used buoys in order to suspend the telegraph cables between the shore and the lightship.
The calculations needed for such a complex invention now explain a section of Derek's reading as yet unaccounted for.
I keep on getting figures, 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 figures and figures.
Yes, and then it's given his middle name, Robert Llewellyn Prutton, which is exactly, it just says Robert L. So what did it cost them to go through this process?
It cost a few £100 at that time,
Oh,
about
really?
£200, £300 to get a patent, which was quite expensive
That's
for
a
those
lot
days.
of money in those days, isn't
That's
it?
right.
Yeah.
And not only that, you have to pay a fee every year to keep it going for
Really?
a maximum of 14 years.
For 14 years? Oh,
That's right.
really? So they were actually spending quite a lot of money on this?
They were. Hopefully they were making money out of it. If they
Yeah.
weren't, then they probably allowed the fees to lapse, in which case that was it. The patent was free for anyone else to use.
So in fact, one of the questions I was going to ask you is whether the Jones family now, because they've sort of inherited these papers, whether they've still got the rights to this invention.
No, they wouldn't. In any case, I suspect the technology is a bit outdated as well.
It wouldn't really work, would it? Nowadays, you wouldn't need. You'd have sort of
You use
better-
radio and things like that,
Yeah.
I imagine.
So Florence and James's writing desk would have witnessed a great change of fortune in its life with the Robert Pruttons. From the highs of the entrepreneurial inventiveness of the father to the lows of his son's early death from the effects of working down the mines. But their story lives on in the heirlooms they left behind, now so carefully treasured by the family who welcomed them into their home.
So that was Robert Prutton. Had you any idea that the invention had actually been patented?
No, none whatsoever.
No.
Totally amazing.
And there it was, all laid out in full, his name, all the descriptions, the drawings, everything.
That for me I think was the most exciting part, because it was a bit of a fairy tale, although we had papers, and then to see that in print, oh gosh, wonderful.
Derek, you must be pleased with those results.
I am actually, Nina. All in all, the whole package, I hope sincerely that you are you're pleased that you come
pleased
along
pleased
with this
isn't
lovely
the
family
word.
heirloom. Because we've
Wouldn't have
certainly
missed
been
it for the
thrilled to
word.
do our little bit singular and then collectively.
Thank
for
you all very much
Yes,
indeed.
thank you ever so
Yes,
much.
yes.
Thank you for coming in and sharing the story.
Thank you.
It's been great.
Pleasure.
Well, let me give you this. This is our commemorative scroll with all the information that Chris and Anthony have gathered for you. Take it back with our best wishes.
Oh, thank you
And,
very, very much.
Thanks again for sharing the story. It's
Yeah.
been great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Once again, our delving into the paranormal has come up trumps. From me and everybody on the Antiques Ghost Show, bye-bye. Thanks very much for coming in. It's been lovely.